fear is a reaction. Bravery is a decision. And Walz has made the wrong decision. He's not brave. I call him a coward because he is, because he took the easy path. He took the path of least resistance. When you go over there, things get ugly. They get ugly fast. You're gonna see things that you don't want to see, and you're gonna deal with that. And I just think that he is an exact result and why we have stolen valor. People make decisions that are cowardly, and they come back and they try to live vicariously by robbing other people's, all the other soldiers and all the benefits that we did and all the sacrifices. They want a piece of that.
All right, y'all, we are back with another video. And before we start, please put prayers for Donald Trump in the comment section. We must protect President Trump at all times. And to bring me to this video right here by Liberal High Mindset, you won't believe who came back to ruin Tim Walz's campaign. Now, as a lot of you know, that Tim Walz's own brother pretty much saying that he got dirt on Tim Walz. And I hope he tell it. I hope he spill it out, because now Tim Walz's own brother is talking about that he's considering endorsing Donald Trump. Just imagine Tim Walz's brother on stage with Donald Trump. Oh my God. But he pretty much was saying that he knows some stuff about his brother that a lot of people would not like. So we don't know if he's going to spill that information or not. I hope he do. But like I said, now it got to the point where Kamala Harris is now regretting that she picked Tim Walz in the first place. Think about it. This is a man who let Minneapolis burn down, let Rogers burn the city down. The same man that want to put tampons in boys' bathrooms. He's a straight liar. He just like Kamala Harris, don't like answering questions, running away from reporters, the same way Kamala Harris do now. She got a new tactic where she's wearing headphones now just so she can avoid reporters. This is sickening. How do you want to be the president of the United States and you're not answering questions, not talking to the American people, not doing anything? I mean, this right here is crazy. That's why we must get President Trump back in the White House. Without further ado, let's dive straight into this. Please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. That way you can stay up to date with everything that's going on. And without further ado, y'all, let's go ahead.
Hey guys, welcome to the Liberal Hive Mind, a channel solely focused on exposing the abundant hypocrisy of the left. Okay, so all I'm asking here is for a little bit of consistency, yet again. This time not from Democrat politicians, but rather from the lamestream media. Let me just set the premise, alright? Let's say we had this hypothetical scenario where one of Donald Trump's family members was to come out publicly, warning against voting for him, disparaging his character. The media would obviously jump all over that, right? And I presented that as a hypothetical, but it's really not a hypothetical because, of course, Mary Trump exists. That's Trump's distant cousin that, from my understanding, she was never an individual who was really involved in Trump's personal life. I mean, for Pete's sakes, you can't even find a picture of them together. Pictures of Donald Trump and Mary Trump together do not exist, so the media literally has to Photoshop them. Here's the only picture of the two online together from a Newsweek article where they literally just cropped Mary Trump and slapped her right next to the Trumpinator. But anyways, a family member disparages Trump and the media is all over it. Mary Trump is like a household name. She writes books, shows up at all their fancy galas. She's a speaker at their events. She's constantly on air talking bad about her uncle, Donald Trump. And my mistake earlier, I said that it was Trump's cousin. I meant his niece. Donald Trump is Mary Trump's uncle. So let's just correct the record on that and keep moving on. But anyways, for a little while there, she was the new Michael Avenatti. She got her 15 minutes of fame. Well, you probably get where I'm going with this. Does that same standard apply to Democrat politicians? If we have family members of Democrat politicians condemning their character, and not distant relatives that have never actually had legitimate association with the politician, we're talking about the politician's brother. If one of those people, hypothetically, was to come out publicly disparaging their character, would the media spend as much time and emphasis giving a voice to said person? Well, the answer is obviously not, and I know that because guess what? Tim Walz' brother is now coming out publicly saying he's gonna team up with Trump to tell the truth about his brother Tim, and the media won't go near it with a 10-foot frickin' pole. All we ask for is a little bit of consistency. Well, you know what? If they won't do their jobs, if they'll continue to show their despicable bias, then I guess it's my turn, it's my job to tap in and get the job done. Let's have a conversation about this. We got some Walz family drama to get into. We got some stuff to get into. So let's roll the tape. All right, guys, so I think I laid the groundwork quite well in that long-winded intro. I really wanted to set the stage here and specifically highlight the hypocrisy. I'm just a curious guy trying to ask the media, where's Jeff Walz? Let's get both the photos up here on screen. On one side, of course, is a familiar face. It's Mr. Timothy Waltz, the wannabe leftist fascist.
I think we need to push back on this. There's no guarantee to free speech on misinformation or hate speech, and especially around our democracy.
And pictured right next to him is his brother, Jeff Walz. Well, Jeff Walz has come out publicly and made some very interesting statements. One Facebook user asked this question. I'm going to blur their name because, I don't know if they want their name to show up to hundreds of thousands of viewers, but they asked Jeff Walz, have a talk with your brother. And Jeff Walz responds, haven't spoke to him in 8 years.
Wow.
I'm 100% opposed to all of his ideology. My family wasn't given any notice that he was selected and denied security the days after.
Wow.
Then another person chimes in and asks, help MAGA get on stage with President Trump and endorse him. Help save this country. To which Jeff Walz then responds, I've thought hard about doing something like that. I'm torn between that and just keeping my family out of it. The stories I could tell, and this is the most damning statement, not the type of character you want making decisions about your future. Holy frickin' moly.
Told you.
Now, I'm just going to add that Jeff Walz is a Trump supporter. Here are some FEC records that show Jeff Walz donating to the Trump campaign back in 2016. Jeff Walz is a Florida Republican patriot. Of course, that's important context. But after reading those messages, I'm not inclined to believe that this is just a partisan attack. Jeff Walz frankly seems reluctant to involve his family in the matters at all. And of course, he did in fact mention the ideological element of it, where he says that he disagrees with his brother's ideology 100%, but it seems to go even beyond the ideology. He seems to believe that his brother is of bad character and not suited for leadership. And that right there, that's got to be the biggest red flag. Tim Walz has got a lot of red flags, let's be honest. Well, actually, speaking of honest, Tim Walz has an honesty issue, and now we have his own brother, a guy who knows him probably better than most of...
And I said that. Think about this. Jeff Walz said he haven't spoke to him in 8 years. Something is wrong right there. For Tim Walz to not have spoke to his brother in 8 years, it got to be something is going to come out of it. And I hope his brother Jeff Walz spill everything about Tim Walz. A man who let his city burn down, didn't do nothing about it, just sit there and let it burn down. Talking about putting tampons in boys' bathrooms. And we know the other part. I don't even want to get into like the other thing. I'm not even going to say it because I don't want to get in trouble. But y'all know the other thing that Tim Walz don't have a problem with. But with his brother coming out saying that he haven't spoke to him in 8 years, and he said, I'm 100% opposed to all his ideology. My family wasn't given any notice that he was selected and denied security the days after. So his family didn't know anything about it. So when Kamala Harris selected him as VP, he didn't even tell his brother. He didn't tell nobody in his family. He didn't even want, pretty much, I guess, didn't want them to know, which they was going to find out anyway by watching Fox News on TV and stuff. But it's just the point that he didn't even call his brother. He didn't even call his family to even let them know. Like, this right here is bad business. That's why I said, we cannot have Kamala Harris and Tampon Tim running this country. Ain't no way in the world we can allow that to happen. Ain't no way. We can't allow that to happen.
of the planet, who probably grew up very close to his brother,
Yep.
that guy is telling you that Tim Walz cannot be trusted and should not be in a position of leadership. I don't know about you guys, but that's mind-blowing. And really, I want to take it back to the whole point of hypocrisy. The media still to this day won't shut up about Mary Trump. Mary Trump warns Americans about Donald Trump's deeply flawed character. You can't trust him, he's gonna come after your abortion rights. It's always some nonsense like that. Meanwhile, we have Tim Walz's actual freaking brother.
And that's the thing right there. Y'all don't see CNN covering none of this. That's what CNN, ABC, MSNBC, the reason why Donald Trump called them fake news. They want to cover everything about Donald Trump. They want to cover all the lies. Let Donald Trump family member or his son or anybody say something like this about him. Man, CNN will be on that quick. They'll be uploading hundreds of videos about that. But they know good well that they seen these tweets by Jeff Walz, but they don't want to talk about it. They don't want to talk about it. But this is bad that your own brother said he really got like some info on you and that you haven't spoke to him in 8 years. Which is, I mean, that's crazy not been haven't been spoken to your brother in 8 years. That's crazy. And not even telling your family that you was selected VP. I mean, that right there is wild. So he pretty much saying, hey, I know my brother, and he do not need to be running this country.
Telling us this, and the media doesn't even freaking care.
Nope.
Well, let me chime in here. I don't know if Jeff Walz is listening, but my opinion, abso-freaking-lutely, you should get up on stage during one of those Trump rallies and tell the people the whole story, everything, all the details.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know about you guys, but I'm incredibly curious to get that kind of insight. I mean, that's the kind of insight you just don't get access to every day. I've already come to my conclusions about Tim Walz. He's been too dishonest in his political presentation to be trusted. I've pegged him as a dishonest person who's willing to say whatever he's got to say in order to benefit himself, but I've done that mostly based on feelings and experience. I've come to that assumption more so than I've come to the conclusion. But if Jeff Walz comes out here as the man's brother and starts giving us a whole list of all the things, of all the red flags, all the warning signs, and all the problems with his character, well, I might be able to finally come to an actual conclusion. Seems kind of important and kind of relevant in the midst of the most important election, I'd argue, in modern history. You know, honestly, in a way, I'm begging Jeff Walz to not take the high road. The high road would be to back off, refuse to get involved in the politics of it all. But come on, we know Democrats aren't playing that game. If this was Donald Trump's brother, he'd be at the DNC. He'd probably be a paid contributor at MSNBC at this point. He probably would have written 3 books. I think the least that Jeff Walz can do is one rally where he gives the American people relevant, important information ahead of casting their ballot. I think, frankly, that's the patriotic...
And that's the thing. I don't even know if Donald Trump know about it or not, because I'm pretty sure if Donald Trump knew about Jeff Walz's brother, you know, considering endorsing him and saying that he got like a lot of pretty much dirt on his brother, I'm pretty sure on True Social and X, Donald Trump would have been tweeted something about it. So hopefully we can get this clip to Donald Trump. I'm gonna try my best to send it to him and see what he respond to it. But like this right here is just huge news. But the only way to force CNN to say something about this is that Jeff Walz will have to be, you know, at Donald Trump's rally and get on stage and just tell all the dirt on Tim Walz. That's the only way it's going to force CNN to say something. Would it just been like this and him taking the high road, not going to say anything? They ain't going to worry about it. They just going to look over it. They just want to find out stuff about Donald Trump. They keep trying to slander his name and think that it's going to keep knocking them down in the polls and bigging up Kamala. Because all she's doing is running from reporters right now. She's walking around with earbuds in her ear. She don't want to talk to anybody but Dana Bash. Because Dana Bash ain't going to give her no pushback. Look at the difference when Dana Bash interviewed J.D. Vance. She was pushing back on everything J.D. Vance said. She was pushing back on everything. But she did not do that with Kamala Harris. At times, she would ask Kamala Harris about how she's playing like she's black for the people. What did Kamala Harris do? Next question. No, Dana Bash said, no, Kamala, you need to answer that. Because, you know, people are concerned because, you know, this is what you've been doing. I think the American people need an answer. But Dana Bash didn't do that. She just let her get away with it. Didn't push back, nothing. But she treated J.D. Vance horrible.
thing to do, especially when the nation is facing the red threat of communism. Frickin' do it, Jeff. I know deep down inside you want to do it. You want to do it so badly. I could just imagine it. I mean, Trump's been bringing all kinds of people on stage, and we've been covering these wildly successful rallies. These moments tend to go viral. He's been bringing black conservative leaders on stage, union representatives and union presidents.
In 2021, Teamsters nationwide elected me to fight for them, and that's precisely what I'm doing. Something is wrong in this country, and we need to say it out loud. I will always speak for America and the American worker, both union and non-union, and especially my friends on the Democratic side, to embrace cooperation, to truly collaborate, to achieve meaningful and productive change, to ensure we make this great nation in this world the bigger, faster, and strongest nation in the entire world.
In the past, we are basically Democrats, all of us, and after what's happened the last 4 years in this country, Democrats are basically pushing everybody to the other side. We're a very patriotic group, and we love our country, and we want the best for America.
At one point, he brought on Nigel Farage. I can't imagine too many things more based than that. Anyways, that's pretty much it. Just an interest.
Another great video by Liberal High Mind. Make sure y'all go over to his channel, hit that subscribe button, let him know in the comment section that Adogg sent you. Great content creator, love covering his videos. And as you can see, man, I hope Jeff Walz do this. I mean, I will keep y'all up to date. If I hear anything, I'm gonna see if I can follow Jeff Walz, see if he they came out with any more tweets or anything like that. So I will be checking on that. But I really hope he get on come to one of Donald Trump's rallies and get on stage and just tell everything. Oh my God, man, I hope he do that. So like I said before, I will keep y'all up to date. Thank you all for watching. And now you see the reason why Kamala Harris is now regretting picking Tim Walz, which we don't care, because both of y'all the same. Y'all two peas in the pot. Y'all the same person. Y'all believe in the same thing. When he let the Minneapolis burn down, you went right behind him and let out the same people who did it. So you just as bad as Tampon Tim, Comrade Kamala. So like I said, thank you all for watching, and I'll catch y'all in the next one.